Oh my God.
Playoffs, baby.
It's about that time.
Cody's Corner.
Round and round is never gonna stop for nobody.
Here we go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 15 of Fantasy Football, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner. Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who's gonna take the W, as well as who's gonna get the highest scored and the $25. Today is the recap for Week 14. First and foremost, rest in peace to a legend,
He's coming
Aaron
back.
Rodgers.
He's coming back.
I keep saying rest in peace. He's coming back out of the grave like Jesus Christ. Aaron Rodgers, an NFL GOAT. This fantasy season is for him.
And officially, rest in peace, Angel.
Rest in peace, Angel. We pray for a speedy recovery.
Amen.
All right. Or amen.
Or amen.
Looking hot going into the playoffs. Welcome to Week 15, bro.
Super hot.
We're here to play.
We're here.
You are here to play.
I am here to play.
I am officially.
You're here to watch.
Oh, man. What was it you said before? You were like, if you had scored 40 more points.
If you would have scored about 40 to 50 more points throughout the whole season,
Yeah.
you would have had Tariq's spot. But you would have had to play Amen. So I don't know if you want that stress on you.
What? I'll take anybody. I'm not scared of anybody, bro.
You say that now.
Everybody has 10 fingers and 10 toes just like me.
All right,
That's all
let's
I'm
see.
saying.
I think
I put up how much this week? We'll get right into it later. But hey, man, what a good weekend of football it was.
Was it good? It was weird.
It was weird.
Weird.
But it's one of those weekends that you watch it and you think to yourself, wow, like, anything could happen. And that's the beauty of the sport, you know? That's the beauty of sports in general, I feel like. You're always possibly in room for a surprise.
I mean, even your game in fantasy was like that. I think it was just a weekend full of surprises.
Yeah, man. Talk about surprises. A lot of our takes this week really didn't go as we expected.
I think we did all right.
But
I mean, we'll see.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess, right? So let's just get right into it, man. First and foremost, we had Tampa Bay against Atlanta. It was a fun game to watch, a close game all around.
It was a close game. It was kind of, if Atlanta won, I mean, if Tampa won, they would tie the top seeds for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they did that.
They did that. The budget 49ers came back to play.
The budget McCaffrey went off.
I'm saying, yo, look. Rashad White with 102 yards. Drake London, the receiving star of the game, with 102 receiving yards. Going crazy. Desmond Ridder, 347 passing yards.
Rashad White, man, he had 21 fantasy points, 2 receptions, a touchdown reception, 33 receiving yards, and 102 rushing yards.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty McCaffrey. That's pretty McCaffrey.
That is pretty McCaffrey. When you say it like that, you know what? I didn't have it last week, but I think you got me this week for sure. Fun game to watch. The Detroit-Chicago game.
That was a great game.
Honestly,
I enjoyed watching it.
We were both, I
Yeah.
mean, we were all talking about, you know, the lack that we see from Justin Fields. And the truth is that it's just what I said. You know, he's either amazing or he's nothing. And last week, he was amazing.
I mean, I was listening. This was not about Fields, but it was about Jordan Love.
Yeah.
And they were talking about we can't make these assumptions off one game, and this proves it. Because he had a great game. Everybody's like, he's the next Rodgers, right?
Yeah.
Now he had a bad game.
We even said it. We said,
Yes.
yeah. You asked me.
Exactly.
Like, bro.
But you can't. Now he has a bad game. You can't just say, oh no, you know he's not good.
Yeah.
There is that in between, and players are gonna be like that, a little inconsistency.
Look, I don't think neither of us had Detroit losing that game.
No, I did not have. I don't think I did not.
28 to
choose the Bears.
13, man. Pretty good overall. I gotta say.
DJ Moore is looking like that number one option. They kind of finally realized this is our like number one skill player.
Right.
He's our star. We gotta use him.
You know what? And I wanted to mention it now because we almost missed it. For the Tampa Bay Atlanta game, we had none other than the one and only. You love him. You come to see him. Cade Otong. I really hope doesn't suck. I gotta say, he doesn't suck. You had him with the under 7 points.
You had him with the under.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had him with the over.
Oh, man. And then it came out that you were right.
Yeah.
What did he have?
It wasn't a lot. It was like 8, 9.
Hey,
but he did it.
He did his job.
He did it.
He did his job, I gotta say. It was fun to watch. You had Indianapolis and Cincinnati.
This was surprising.
34 to 14, Cincinnati won that game. Neither of us had that one either.
Is Browning him?
Yeah.
Browning him.
You look, and I said, bro.
You said it last week.
I'm not one to reiterate myself.
Yes, you are.
Maybe I am. But I think that I just said if Jake Browning can come and finally prove to us he can do it more than once, then I have faith in the guy. If not, then I had Indianapolis. And you know what? He proved it again. Jake Browning, 275 passing yards. With Michael Pittman at 95 receiving yards. Joe Mixon, 79 rushing yards. Not a crazy game from Mixon, but he was really throwing the ball out there. Jake Browning is a passing quarterback.
I think Mixon, in fantasy, still put up over 20 points, so he had a game. I still, Browning has looked amazing. Jamar Chase didn't do great.
No.
I think he only had 3-4 catches, not a lot of yards.
No.
But Mixon, it seems like they're running that offense with Mixon more in mind now.
Yeah.
Even though Browning has looked great, I think they're utilizing this offense a lot differently.
I think they use Joe Mixon a lot as a pass catcher.
Yes.
And that keeps him kind of involved because Jake Browning really does like throwing the ball. And he's getting it out there, and that means that passing volume might be getting taken away from players like Jamar Chase, but the offense is really flowing really well. I like to watch it.
It is. I thought the Colts would put up a little more of a fight. They were struggling. It's kind of the same story week by week. Minshew can get the ball to the end zone.
Yo.
They just can't score.
No, it's true, bro.
This could have been a whole different game. He had 4 different opportunities to score a touchdown. Just cannot get it done.
And that doesn't mean the game wasn't close. I mean, it wasn't. Oh, no, it really wasn't close, bro. Sometimes I really just I feel like sometimes there's games that the score doesn't do the game justice. If you watch it, it seems like the team was really more in it than it really was, maybe because of a defensive play or a fumble maybe, something like that. Things like that can seem it. But it was fun. I enjoyed watching it for sure. Moving right along, we got Jacksonville and Cleveland. You picked Cleveland correctly.
I picked Cleveland.
I didn't think that it was going to happen. I thought, look, we found out afterwards, after we posted last week's episode, that Trevor Lawrence was going to play.
I don't know how he did it.
I don't know how he did it, but the truth is that he played well.
He played well enough. I mean, you could tell at some points he was a little hurt. He was hurting.
But look, we got to give credit where credit is due. He was not the star quarterback of that game.
No, he wasn't.
The one and only Joe Flacco.
He's back. He took the job.
If you look him up online, his jersey still has the Jets on his shoulder from before when we dropped him.
Oh, man.
The last game he played for us before we dropped him was when he beat Cleveland.
Wow.
And now he's balling on Cleveland.
That's really cool.
He basically put his nuts on Cleveland's face and was like, hey, I just beat you, and now I'm going to be your starting quarterback, and now I'm going to run the league. Because now they're in playoff contention again, bro.
He's officially been named the starter for the rest of the season.
I don't blame him.
Took the job, and he's running with it now. I mean, the offense looks completely different.
Yeah.
You have Amari Cooper's getting a lot of looks now. I think he had 12 targets.
Yeah.
That's great. And Njoku, we thought it was going to be different.
Went crazy
but
that game.
Boy, did they love throwing to Njoku. I
Bro.
mean, this offense looks completely different.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be really fun to watch now. But is it too little too late?
I don't know. I think they're a top 10 team in the NFL, bro.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Look, I had Cleveland. They won. You had Jacksonville. Still think they're a little hurt, but I think they'll rebound next week.
It's all right. Moving right along, we got Carolina against New Orleans. 28-6, New Orleans beat them. I had New Orleans. You had Carolina. I try to tell you, bro. They're not them. They were 1-11, now 1-12 for a reason, bro.
Look, New Orleans, they didn't look great.
No.
Carr won the game and was still getting booed. I don't think, if Carolina can't beat that, then I don't think they're going to win another game this season.
I don't think so either. It was an ugly game overall.
I am interested to see what happens with New Orleans and the quarterback situation moving forward. Do they give Jameis Winston the job? Jameson Winston?
I think they might just rebuild at this point, bro.
Think so?
I think Derek Carr is having a Russell Wilson last year kind of year, where everybody kind of always thought he was this guy, and they move him somewhere to see if he can blossom elsewhere, and it's just not happening for him, unfortunately. But I think that he'll be okay. I think he deserves to be a good backup somewhere, the same as Jameis Winston. So
I would
maybe
like to
they
see
could
Jameson
rotate
get
it.
a start.
Yeah,
but
they also have Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill goes in there, he runs 50 yards, and he comes back out.
Yeah, but I think one of them has to get let go pretty soon. Other than that, I feel like they're pretty even. I think that people like them evenly, but maybe Jameis Winston throws more picks. They don't like Derek Carr.
Throws more touchdowns.
The fact that they boo him as a starter is terrible. Like, they don't even boo Zach Wilson like that, bro. Not like that. You can hear it on TV, bro. That's crazy. I don't know, bro. That's crazy. But speaking of
Wilson,
the one and only.
Oh, you're hyped.
I'm a hater. I'm a hater. I was dogging this guy out all week long, and then he comes back and he does something amazing. The Jets beat the Texans 30-6.
Yeah,
neither of us had that.
I don't want to undermine Zach Wilson's performance because he balled.
Clap it up.
Played great.
Clap it up for Zach Wilson. We got
to. We do have to acknowledge that this is a Texans team that lost C.J. Stroud early.
Yeah.
They had no Tank Dell. They had Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Their receivers were his number one receiver was Noah Brown, and then you lost your QB. It's. I'm glad the Jets won.
Right.
They played great.
I'm not.
But I mean, they should have won that game.
I'm not happy they won.
No.
I'm not. I'm not content with it. You know why? Because it doesn't matter.
You want more?
No, because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't matter, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Because this is what I was also saying. Because listen. I know that I said that he's gonna be somewhere else next season. Does that mean that he's gonna play these next couple games and now like the team is like, oh, maybe he really is something? But you don't want a player that does it too little, too late.
I mean,
where was all that in the middle of the season when it counted, when you were supposed to get to where you had to go? I'm not saying I'm not happy for the kid. He's a good guy. He's a good player. I guess last week he was a good player. I wouldn't count on him. Wouldn't put him on my back. But hey, like.
Well, look, we've seen it happen in sports. Well, they'll end the season strong, and the team's gonna reevaluate and be like, yeah, he showed something.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the conversations with the Jets and Wilson. They're always like, he's showing something. We trust him. We're gonna keep going with him.
I don't want to see showing something. I need someone to blossom already.
Okay, yeah.
I need someone to bloom into like something that I can actually cherish for X amount of years. Not for nothing, as a Giant fan, like you gotta be excited about Tommy DeVito, no?
It's getting exciting.
You know what I mean,
I'm excited.
bro?
I'm excited. But
Yo,
we'll get on that later.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson looked great. The defense looked great on the Jets, and Garrett Wilson was balling.
Listen, like you said, flowers do when flowers do. He got it.
Congrats, New York.
The Rams against the Ravens went into overtime.
This
Baltimore
was an amazing game.
A fantastic game. Lamar Jackson, 316 passing yards. You had Kyron Williams with 114 rushing yards. And Cooper Kupp.
He's back, baby.
Back.
Cooper Kupp is back.
The one and only.
Woo!
115 receiving yards.
Let's go.
I think that was a really fun game to watch.
This was an amazing game. We projected this game. It was supposed to be really bad weather.
Yeah.
Windy, cold. The rain slowed down. The wind slowed down. Mm-hmm. And it ended up being an amazing game. It was back and forth the whole time.
But this scares me, though, and I'm going to tell you why. Mm-hmm. Because I told you that I had the Ravens that could potentially go up to the conference finals.
Yeah.
And it scares me that they're having as good of a matchup with the Rams.
I wouldn't be too worried. The Rams looked amazing. They looked like they figured something out. They were using all their pieces correctly.
Yeah, but do they look amazing against the Ravens, though? You get what I'm saying? Like, if it was that evenly mixed of the two, they have to be about.
I think Stafford...
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand, but I think Stafford has been finding a groove. He's heating up.
Yeah.
And I think the offense...
He's heating up
for fire. I think next week's going to be a real, test to see how the Rams are as a team. They need a win now. But... I wouldn't be too worried if you're rooting for Baltimore.
I don't know. I wonder who they play next week. Do you know who they play next week?
I'm not sure.
Let's see. The Jaguars.
That's a game they can win, I feel like.
That's another good game. That's all right there, bro. I'm telling you, it's all right there. Really fun to see.
All right, next up.
The worst game of the week. Absolute worst game of the week. Minnesota and Las Vegas. 3-0. What do you look? But people are gonna say this, right? Is this a good sign or a bad sign? And I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, they benched our boy we've been talking about, Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
Benched him. And I think
I said this last week. It was definitely a possibility.
Right.
If he wasn't looking good, they were gonna bench him. I think they kept him out there too long.
So now the backup is announced as the QB starter. Did
Nick
you know
Mullins
that?
is the starter for next week.
Nick Mullins, bro.
I mean, Dobbs threw what the definition of a hospital ball is to Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Bad ball, made him jump up, got rocked in the back.
I know, man.
Straight to the hospital.
But right now he's all they got. They don't want to go back to Josh Dobbs and make it even worse, you know? But he didn't do bad. He was 9 for 13, 83 passing yards. That's pretty accurate for that little spurt of time that he was in the game, but it was a little bit too late.
Mullins did look good. I think it gave him some confidence going into next week.
Yo.
But it was a bad game.
Yeah, it really was.
I mean, I thought we were going to see the first ever 0-0 going into overtime game in NFL history.
But you know what, though? This is the other thing. Some people would say that is also a sign of good defense. Because you hold someone to a low game.
I guess we can call it that. I'm just gonna
don't score. Don't like let someone else score.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it bad offense.
That's like a strike on one side, a minus on the other. You know, that's 50-50. That's like what was it called? That's like Justin Fields, either amazing or nothing. You're kind of just regular. You know, it's in the middle.
In the middle.
But
they say to be great,
you
just have to be very good every time.
Good quote. I wonder where you heard that one from.
Yeah, right.
So, Seattle and San Francisco. San Francisco winning 28-16. Someone else that deserves their flowers, bro. Brock Purdy.
You've been giving him flowers. You've been giving him a bouquet.
I want to marry this man. He can throw the bouquet at me backwards. I will catch it. Fully ready.
You send him a bouquet of flowers every Sunday saying,
I don't want to hear it.
I'm your secret admirer.
368 passing yards.
Wow, I think that led the league this season.
Come on, bro. That's not against the nobody team. Seattle is a decent defense.
They are.
Come on, bro. What else do you need? Like, people are so ready to hate on this guy. And that doesn't mean the stars weren't balling. Christian McCaffrey, you saw that first run?
The first run should have been a touchdown.
Yo, that was crazy. Inside the 5. Tackled at the 1, as some might say.
Tackled at the 1.
You know, I don't know.
I'd hate to see it. Couldn't be me.
That's a meme. I don't know, bro. It was really interesting. Deebo Samuel with 149 receiving yards. He was also going stupid, too.
This 49ers receiving core, it's, you know, it was Brandon Ayuk for a little bit.
Yo.
And it's turned into Deebo now coming back.
And look, I know it's not Geno Smith right now. It was Drew Lock. And that doesn't mean that we hold the game to any lower of a standard, because Drew Lock was playing decently for his position against the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, to still score 16 is not anything under amazing.
I mean, look, they're going to have to figure it out. I think Geno has a chance to play next game, but they're not too sure yet who's going to be the starter.
Yeah.
Still coming back from injury. McCaffrey looked like McCaffrey. Brock Purdy is balling. Deebo is back, and I think this 49ers team is dangerous and could win it all.
You think Geno Smith is going to play?
He can.
I think he's going to play.
I hope so.
I think it doesn't matter. Like, however way you see this as a system, like, okay, you just lost. There's no reason that they should put you back in. Because Geno Smith wasn't doing bad. He got them to this point.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Hopefully Geno comes back. Shout out former Jet. We got a really interesting game of the week. Buffalo against Kansas City. 20-17, Buffalo won. And Pat Mahomes did not like that.
Oh, a little controversy there at the end. We saw probably what would have been one of the best plays of the season to end the game.
Yeah.
Called right back.
But you know what? There's a lot of people on the internet saying, you know, should they have called it? Should they not have called it? This is how I see it, and you can let me know if you feel otherwise. We haven't even spoken about this. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, bro, you have to hold everybody by the same rules. And if you look at the view that's online that everybody's looking at, he is really offsides, bro. Like, it's not one of those, like, you got to check your feet. Because if you're a receiver, like, and you really are bugging out by, like, a yard or something, the ref will check you and be like, hey, and then you kind of, like, fix your feet, give him the thumbs up, and you turn back, you keep going. But, bro, he was like 2 or 3 yards ahead.
He was pretty far.
Like, his foot was by the other linebacker's foot on the other side of the ball. Like, that's kind of mad.
I mean, just looking at the photo you had where he was lined up, and you can see the other receiver on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Where the opposite receiver's front foot was where Tony's back foot was.
And this is the other problem, though. Like, it looked like they were reluctant to call it until he got that lateral pass.
No, they called it right away.
You think
the flag was thrown right as they snapped. So they called it.
So, like, when Travis had the ball, they already threw the flag?
The flag was already on. Like, they already set flags on the play. They threw the ball. It all happened. Then they came back.
See, if it was a play where Kadarius Toney wasn't involved and then they called it, I think it would have been, like, a lot more controversial. But other than that, it was a great game. Josh Allen did his thing.
We always have a great game when it's Buffalo and Kansas City.
Denver and Los Angeles. Denver beat them 24-7. We both had that one. Neither of us had Kansas City losing also, by the way.
Yeah.
But it was a good
Not
game
surprised.
overall. They should have won. Listen, we both got Denver, though.
We did.
We lost that one. We came up another one, 24-7. Russell Wilson, 224 passing yards. Javonte Williams, 66 rushing yards, and Quentin Johnson, 91 receiving yards.
That is surprising. He has not looked good this season
at all. But you know what? He was blossoming that game.
I mean, now so you have a lot of good to talk about on Russell Wilson and Denver side.
Right.
You have a lot of bad to talk about on the Chargers side. You lost your QB.
Yeah.
That's
out
it.
for the season, undergoing that finger surgery.
Undergoing surgery. Their backup is Stick.
Easton Stick.
Is the middle name Hockey?
I don't know, but isn't Easton like a baseball brand also?
It's a brand.
Yo, so his name is Easton Stick.
Easton Hockey Stick.
Is it a fire name or is it like you're in the wrong sport?
I like that. I like it.
That's like
I'm sure they make hockey sticks too.
That's like if my last name was Ball, my first name was Wilson.
That's kind of fire.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
They could have named him anything, and they were like, you know what would be funny?
Is he from the South?
I don't know. I don't know where he's from. Honestly, I think he went to North Dakota State. If I'm not mistaken. Shout out Dakota. Hey, wherever that is.
So Quentin Johnston was finally getting looks from Stick.
Yeah.
Eckler he rebounded. I was watching this game. He caught a ball.
Oh.
And then he started running.
You say he rebounded?
Eckler? He rebounded.
Like a basketball.
He rebounded as a player. He rebounded.
Oh,
Came
okay.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good use of the
Thank
word.
you. Yeah,
you know, I was like, what sport is this? Okay.
No, he came back, he caught a ball and like sprinted. I was like, whoa. Is that Eckler? Because he's been looking a little slow the past couple games.
He's still, I don't know.
But he looked like he had it for a little bit. I was like, I'm a little excited. As soon as Stick came in, Herbert was out, Eckler was looking a lot better. I don't know what it is. I mean, they're going to use the running game a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But even as a
they're going to have to, bro.
As a pass catcher, he was improving a lot.
Easton Stick, he was in the game for a little while. Let's see if we can see it. Look, 13 for 24, 179 passing yards. So it's not like they weren't getting the ball down there. They just couldn't finish the job.
Yeah.
Either way, hope they can bounce back next week. Tennessee and Miami. Nobody saw this happen.
I think you skipped one. An important one right there.
Oh. You know what? Forgive me. I need to start wearing my glasses when I do the show.
It's okay.
We're back at it. Philadelphia and Dallas. My favorite game of the week.
That was your favorite game of the week?
Yeah, bro.
The brotherly shove.
I root for Dallas.
No,
I do. I
don't root for either of these teams.
I've never had a problem with Dallas, but I think Philly. I don't know. They're both annoying. Like, this game had to be one of the rowdiest as far as fan bases go. One against the other. That's like the number 2 against the number 1. LeBron playing a 1-on-1 against Kobe. You know what I mean? It's one of those like, just like, let's see how it goes. Ended up 33-13. Dak Prescott.
I think
Dak Prescott.
He's officially the front runner for MVP.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to say it here.
Yeah.
He's the front runner now.
With everything going on, yeah, you're right, bro. 271 passing yards, bro. Nothing short of great.
No, he's playing amazing.
And it's not because his receivers were balling either, but Tony Pollard was rushing at 59, and then A.J. Brown at 94 receiving yards.
Yeah, they just played very well. Just good football.
Jalen Hurts.
Looks hurt,
but he did exactly what you thought he was going to without finishing the job. Like, if you watched the game for real, they were going up and down.
Yeah.
But it wasn't getting there.
No.
Unfortunately. So, I don't know, man. It was my favorite because I like to see the Eagles lose. Can I say that?
You can.
Well, I'm going to say it.
Say it.
I like to watch this game because I like to see the Eagles lose. That's my thing.
Me too.
This is the first time we beat them in history.
Wow, that is true.
It's true.
And
so
Zach Wilson.
Let the record continue, you know?
I will.
Tennessee and Miami.
Yeah, speaking of possible MVPs.
Yeah, that's scary, bro.
I think it really showed with Tyreek Hill not playing.
Yeah.
He's an MVP.
It really is.
He came off that field, and Miami didn't know what to do.
Bro, and look, didn't I say that also? The MVP conversation. Yo, he's so valuable that when he's not on the field, you immediately notice the difference. Like, it's literally night and day when he's not there. But that whole thing about, like, when he was in the locker room texting his girl, did you see that?
He said, baby. My ankle really hurts.
On some shit, though, he was like, oh. He texted his girl. No, for real. He said, you got to give me a massage when I get to the house.
And what she said?
And she said, you better get back in that game. He got back in the game, but it was reluctant. He said that he went out there knowing that it was going to hurt. He didn't even have tape on it.
I think he was a decoy. I think they probably had like 4 plays drawn up for him, intended to use them, and everything else is just like you're out there to distract the team.
One more time, I want to give credit where credit is due, though.
Do it.
We're talking about Tyreek Hill because he's usually the star, but there was a real star in this game. Someone that nobody expected. We talked about him last week as nothing wild. He had to give respect. Now he earned his own respect. Will Levis. We were talking all last week about, like, oh, you know, he has to show respect where respect is due to DeAndre Hopkins, 327 passing yards. He said, respect that.
Yeah. More than a third of them to DeAndre.
DeAndre Hopkins, 124 receiving.
It seems like they're on the same page now.
Yeah.
I mean, he was hype.
Yeah.
I mean, Miami was up 2 touchdowns with 3 minutes to go.
Right.
The last 100, it was like, I forgot the number, but it was like over 112 games with that scenario. They always lost.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
No team had come back from that number.
What?
And Levis did it.
So you gotta give him claps. Will Levis, give him claps. No surprise that, you know, because the quarterback didn't do well on the other side when Tyreek Hill was out, Tua didn't really do his thing after that, so it became a running game, and that's why you had Raheem Mostert as the rushing leader of the game with 96.
I was upset and confused.
It was a confusing
as an
game.
Achane owner. Yeah. In the first half, Achane, they were using both of them, like, mixed pretty well.
Right.
Achane was balling.
Word.
Per attempt, he was averaging like 7 yards.
He still got what? He still got like 12?
He got 12 points.
So
I mean,
it wouldn't have flex game.
That was only because of the ending. He had like 2 receptions in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But in the second half, it was all Mostert. I was a little surprised. You have somebody as good as Achane to mix into the game.
Yeah.
They weren't using him. There were some possessions at the goal line where they had a chance to run it, and they didn't score.
Yeah, I agree, man. But at the end of the day, that Monday night game might have not excited you, where the other Monday night game probably should have got you going. Throw it up.
Tommy!
His agent was in the sidelines.
Cutlets!
New York Giants beating the Green Bay Packers 24-22. What a game that was.
Wow, man.
And that's not to say Jordan Love didn't have a bad game. 218 passing yards. He lost to the guy.
Lost to him.
He lost to him, bro. I was dying, like, watching the game itself, and, like, you saw his whole family with the agent, like, in arms, like, dancing. It was like, bro, like they were singing, throwing up the hand. I don't even know what you call that hand sign.
Italian.
It's like, get out of here. They got the emoji for it now. People be throwing the emoji on IG and stuff
Tommy DeVito, like that. His cousin, Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Confirmed. His cousin's name is Danny.
He has a cousin named
He has a cousin.
But his cousin is
His cousin is named Danny DeVito.
Okay.
I think you saw this. But during the tailgate, his cousin Danny DeVito brought like 3 tables, like picnic tables, and had over 300 cutlets made. Pasta, ziti, rice balls, a whole Italian like buffet, and had fans just come and grab stuff.
That is so cool.
It's so cool to see his family behind his back. Somebody said it on Twitter. They're like, you love to see it, whether it's 6 games Tommy DeVito has or 6 years of football.
That's hella possible.
That is, his family is taking advantage of this and really turning it into like a nice thing. And like, it's so fun to root for someone like that. He officially became the first undrafted QB to win 3 straight games.
Did he really?
Yep.
Clap it up for Tommy DeVito.
To start his career. So Tommy, you've earned my respect.
Yo, what the hell? I'm going to find out what nationality Zach Wilson is and start calling him that. Be like, yo, pull up with some food. Maybe I could eat at the game a little bit. Because, yo, MetLife Stadium be a little expensive when it comes for the burgers and all that.
You just want some pasta and
I'm just trying to get fed as a loyal fan that's been going through a lot these couple years.
And I don't blame you. Maybe you should come to a Giants game.
Let me get some pasta.
Come to a Giants game.
A little lasagna. Cut up a little plate in the middle.
We'll treat you right.
Oh, my God, bro. What the hell? If they start serving pizza, I'm going to have a heart attack. Let me tell you.
I don't think they're far off from
that. We're going to find out what nationality Wilson is. If he's like, I don't know, German, bring cheeseburgers or something. I don't know.
Like Mormon or something?
That's not a nationality, bro! This is a family show!
Mormons aren't family?
Petey! Jordan Love, 218 passing yards. Saquon Barkley, 86 rushing yards. Wan'Dale Robinson with 79 receiving yards. Really interesting. Really interesting.
Barkley played great. He scored 2 touchdowns in the game.
Right.
Had a fumble at the end. Didn't really matter. They still won. I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
Saquon, 2 touchdowns this game. If I had to ask you how many touchdowns he's had this season before the game, how many would you say?
This season?
Yeah.
Like up until this week?
Up until this week. I'm setting you up for failure. The gears
50.
are turning. 50 touchdowns? No, I'm saying this year.
The whole year.
This year, touchdowns for Saquon.
Not like up until right now.
No. Just this season.
I'm going to say...
Up until right now.
10.
10?
No, 15.
Would I surprise you if I said he's only had 1 touchdown this season?
What do you mean? You just said he had 2.
But before this game.
That's insane.
He only had 1 touchdown.
That's insane, bro. That's unfortunate. I feel like the coach probably had so much attention put on like the quarterback situation over there, and between Daniel Jones getting hurt, nobody knew he was hurt. Tyrod Taylor was in. Everybody thought Daniel Jones was gonna come back, and then he's out for the season magically. And then
a lot going on.
And then in between all that, then Tommy Cutlets comes out to save the day, and all the media and everything is focused on quarterbacks. They just forgot about my boy Saquon.
No, he's back. It feels like they finally figured it out. They're getting the ball down the field.
He's back. It's week 15.
He's back.
He got it before he left.
He's back now.
Like, they were about to all close the door. He's like, let me just grab one really quick. Excuse me. Let me just grab that under you.
But look, the Giants won. They all came pre-fed with cutlets, and they were ready to play.
Yo. Oh, they all ate it before.
I'm sure they all.
They were all in the locker room just dogging it like their own.
There wasn't
cutlets.
a pep talk. They were just all eating cutlets.
Hey, let me tell you guys. Now, we can really do this. We're in it.
Wow, this is really good.
Yo, pass that hot sauce really quick. Pass the hot sauce. Was it cutlets like served on a plate or like cutlet sandwich?
So, shout out Danny DeVito.
Right.
He had the whole setup. He had just a tray of chicken cutlets.
Yeah.
And he had sliced bread. He was slicing the bread open.
Oh my god.
If you wanted a sandwich, he was making the sandwich with the mozzarella cheese and the peppers and everything.
I would have told that guy what I wanted for Christmas, bro.
He was like Santa Claus out there.
Honestly, I would have gave that guy my list. Not gonna hold you.
Shout out Danny.
Shout out them. But then other than that, let's get into the rest of the week, man. We got
our hot takes.
Our hot takes, bro. They were
hot.
Yours were flaming.
They were hot. So I think the first one, we talked about it a little bit, was Oton.
Right.
You said under 7, I said over 7. He ended up with 9.6.
Pretty good.
Oton is him.
We didn't talk about it before, but we could talk about it now. Christian McCaffrey. I kind of liked that it was super late. Like, I kind of liked that we were like on the next subject, and Oton just comes out like, oh,
don't forget about me.
I don't suck. But look, 9.6, you still suck.
Hey, I'll take 9.
You suck.
I'll take 9.
That's not even double digits.
I'll take 9.6 from a tight end.
You're telling me if your star player put up 9...
He's not a star.
But that means he sucks.
You think Oton is
Travis
Kelce?
But if he's not the star player, it's because he's not as good as the star player, which means he sucks.
He's just a good player. He's just an all-right good player.
Look, they're all better than me. I'm not saying I'm gonna shoulder pad up and get out there, but look.
I've always said this. If I was in a pinch to start a tight end, I will take 8-9 points from you.
If you had a full team that was doing amazing and you lost by 1, and Cade Oton put up 9.6,
I wouldn't blame him.
You would have been like, you could have put up 1.
I wouldn't blame him.
You could have put up 1 point.
Moving on.
Christian McCaffrey, You had him going over 20 points. I had him going under 20 points. I hit the under. He only put up 16.3.
I think I got robbed.
Oh, we never say this.
I got robbed.
Look, I got to say this really quick.
Okay.
We never say this, but this is PPR points.
Oh, yeah.
We never mention that. We never really speak on it.
Full PPR.
Full PPR is what we use for our fantasy point system. For anyone listening out there, if you're doing something different, our numbers are not going to match up with yours, but we hope you still follow along.
I feel like I got robbed.
Why is
McCaffrey
that?
started the game with like an 80-yard run.
And you were like, oh, this is in the back.
Tackled at the 1. And they didn't give him. Elijah Mitchell came in and scored the touchdown.
They could have easily just ran it
Come
right
on,
back.
just give it to McCaffrey again. I would have had the over. Unfortunately, they gave it to Mitchell. I guess. Congrats.
Yeah.
But you got that one.
Another one that I didn't expect to happen, and I don't think you expected to happen. The Jets with over
13 and a half.
Points. I was
Offensive.
bugged out. I was like, touchdowns. All right, Jets with over 13.5 offensive points, meaning that
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
And Zach did.
Technically written like that, which is why I was confused. It's like it could also be field goals and things like that.
No, I think I mentioned it last week. It had to be an offensive score.
Just scoring.
Yeah, scoring.
I don't know, man. They had it.
They had it. They
They
scored
hit
2
it,
passing
bro.
touchdowns and a rushing. So
They threw a 30 clip on them, bro. They didn't clip them. They might as well have. They threw up 6, but it wasn't, I don't know. 30 points, man. Look, can we clap it up? We didn't clap it up. AFC Offensive Player of the Week, Zach Wilson.
And we also didn't mention this NFC Player of the Week, Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, but you're not going to take that away from Zach Wilson
I'm
right
giving
now.
it to Tommy.
Listen.
All right, stop jumping.
Hey,
whoa.
Momo's not here.
Whoa.
Whoa. Well, look, anyway, I think that it was decent. HN 2 touchdowns.
I had the under.
You had the
over.
under.
He had 0.
He had none.
I'm
Nada.
saying.
Which I'm surprised about. As you said, Mozart was really the RB1 in that game.
I don't know what's going on there. It's confusing me.
They didn't know what was going on there. I feel like everybody probably had so much attention on Tyreek Hill that probably it takes away from really playing the playbook properly.
In reality,
Mike McDaniel's probably bugging out when Tyreek Hill. Oh my God. This wasn't part of my calculations. We're going to have to abort a mission immediately.
But we talk about how amazing of a coach he is. He's got to be able to prepare for that. I know it's a hard situation to put in.
It's just not
But
even
you
that.
still have Mozart and HN.
Yeah.
You got to use them both.
He still put up 27. That doesn't mean he wasn't prepared. It just means that,
But 2 of those touchdowns were on fumble recoveries and a pick 6.
Yeah, but your team comes together to do what it has to do. I can't excuse that because I'm a Jets fan. That's how we win every game.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to do what you got to do. There's 22 people on the field. They're all going to do their job. They're all going to do their best to put their team in the best position to win.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. But when your star player is out, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're unprepared. Obviously, they lost by 1. But it means that there comes a level of anxiety and overwhelming that probably builds with the head coach having to make all those last-second adjustments. The offensive coordinator, you know what I mean? Like, that's not even regular. That's more like, that's not you missing Kato Tong. That's the guy, not a guy, not like the guy in that state. Like, he's the guy in the league. So that puts the whole NFL by storm.
Yeah. I mean, look, it was a surprising game. We're gonna have to see how this affects Tyreek Hill going next week.
What do they? I mean, I think they said
They have a tough schedule.
Is he gonna play though? Is he ruled?
They said he's day to day. He didn't. I don't think he practiced, but they're like he's probably gonna push through the pain and play.
Yeah.
But I don't see him putting up the usual production that he does.
Right.
I think it's gonna be a lot. They play the Jets next week. Mm-hmm. You have an injured Tyreek Hill up against Sauce.
Which would be interesting.
We'll talk about this more next week, but it's gonna be a struggle for him.
Yeah, I definitely think so. But moving right along, though, we got the recap of last week's fantasy week in our league, bro.
It was a very fun week.
Really, really fun week.
Let's start off with this game right
here.
Listen. I got some flowers for you.
Listen. Oh, for me?
For you.
Throw him.
Oh, catch him.
I got it.
Oh, but it's too late.
Give me my flowers.
You did that thing.
I'm not going to the playoffs, but I go out with a bang.
Boom.
Come on, bro. 139 points against Dylan Houghton with 90.
You started the week with 0 points from your running back because he was hurt and you
Right.
didn't change the lineup.
I had 2 people with 0 points in my league, bro.
Yeah, if you
Come
would've-
on!
If you would have tried this week, you would have had the
Oh my God!
most points in the league.
I don't know, man. And honestly, yeah, like you said, I was about to get that $25, and I was a little excited. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
For all you kids at home, this is a nice story. Never give up.
never give up.
Never give up.
Never quit. Follow your dreams. Chase your heart. Do what you love. Can I hit him with a quote? I'm a deep guy. Real quick. You can fool hundreds of men down the highway of years and take pats on the back as you pass, but your life will be filled with tragedy and tears if you cheat on the man in the glass.
Dr. Seuss.
Bars. Moving right along. Look, we don't even got to get into it.
But we have to a little bit. The trade you made ended up being beautiful.
Beautiful.
Drake London, 29 points. Njoku, 27. Your boy Brees Hall is back, 26.
You already know.
Dylan's, he's like limping into the playoffs a little bit. He's been strong in the last 3 weeks.
Let me tell you, I'd be scared.
I'd be nervous.
We were saying he was the quietest person in the league. He's definitely going to be quiet now.
Yeah.
So, moving right along. Joey at 9-5, beating Brandon at 5-9, 106-90.
Boy, is it awkward in that apartment.
Oh,
like I
man.
said, if Joey beat Brandon's out of the playoffs, and it happened.
Brandon ordered a bunch of takeout and didn't tell Joey a thing, bro. Joey was in his room, locked, stomach growling like, Brandon, do you think I could have some, please? And Brandon was like, go eat the win.
You remember that time? that you beat me? Yeah.
Look, one of Joey's star players, the New Orleans defense,
That was his top scorer.
top scored 18 points. That means, look, it's not a blowout by any player of Joey's, but that's consistency.
Yeah, I guess.
18 from the DST. Dak Prescott with another 18, basically 17.9. Jahmyr Gibbs with 17.2.
Brandon had Dollar Store, McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb doing his thing.
No, dollar store is crazy. Budget means like he's still worth more than $1.
He has Dollar Tree, 99-cent store, McCaffrey. CeeDee Lamb went crazy. Son caught a touchdown again because he does it every week.
Put some respect on my boy Rashad White's name.
I always do.
You got to. Look, CeeDee Lamb, like you said, didn't have a bad game.
He did his thing.
He did about as good as New Orleans defense, though, is all.
Yeah.
Moving right along, your game.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this.
Down goes Amen.
Wait, ready?
Oh, yeah.
108-99. We're not going to talk shit. It was a close game, though.
It was. Oh, man. When I was sweating during that Miami game.
That Zeke Elliott, that 27 really did you some justice. Highest points scored on your team with Eckler at 21, Pittman at 19. You had Etienne on Amon's side of the ball at 17.2, Brandon Ayuk at 16, Travis Kelce with 14. It was a good game overall.
Keenan Allen didn't do much. He struggled on Amon's team.
Very, very interesting that this is how you go in. And you were scared. You were shivering.
I was terrified.
Yo, he pulled up to the do the episode with a diaper on. I was like, what are you doing, bro? He was like, no, I don't know. I'm playing Amon this week.
So, Zeke ended up being the top scoring running back of the league this week.
Yep.
Number one.
Yep.
I went into Miami game basically tied with you.
That's insane.
I had Achane and Tua playing. He had Miami's defense. I was like,
Oh.
my star player should outscore a defense, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The game started with pick 6. I was
Okay.
like, oh,
Yeah.
is this how it's going to go, huh? Is this how it's going to go? Okay. Okay. And then second quarter, Achane's getting some catches. Nothing crazy. He only has like 4 points at half.
Yeah.
Tua is throwing picks, fumbling out here. I'm like, what's going on? Fourth quarter time.
Yeah.
I am finally tied with Amon's team. We're at 104 point something.
Okay.
I'm like, oh my god, it's too obvious. It's too obvious. Tua's gonna throw a pick.
Yeah.
I mean, Levis is gonna throw a pick to Miami's defense. What happens?
Scripted.
It was scripted. Levis goes for a halfback toss to Derrick Henry.
Right.
Throws it over his head. Fumble recovery.
Which would have been perfect.
Oh, it was perfect for Amon, right? Then he gets another fumble recovery.
Oh,
He's
my
up.
God.
I'm projected to lose that. I went from 91% chance to win to 5.
That's kind of wild.
I was like, whoa. Then all of a sudden, Levis starts going off.
Yeah.
Boom, he's getting yards. The yards knock down the defense. Amon's going down. Scores a touchdown. Amon's going down, and I take the lead.
It's kind of beautiful.
I went to sleep amazing.
You had to. It's always a good sleep after a fantasy win. What? Your pillows feel a little more pillow.
A little cold.
The breeze hits you in your face perfectly. Like, you know, your feet are hanging out the perfect amount. You know what I mean?
It's amazing.
One leg up, the other one stretched out. I'm gonna sleep on my stomach kind of guy.
I sleep on my side, but let's talk about the next game.
121 to 91 was Anthony Barge beating Dylan Angel. Rest in peace.
No surprises here.
No.
He started Aaron Jones and didn't even come back, so 0 in his RB1 spot. Josh Allen played great. Hopkins balled.
Yeah.
His kicker had 22 points.
That's insane. But it was true what you said. He has the number 1 and number 2 kickers in the league, and he goes to show.
He finally dropped one of them. Finally dropped one.
Did you pick him up?
No, he's still there. If anybody wants him.
Go make the move.
Dustin Hopkins is still there. So
Debo Samuel at 34 points.
Yeah, that's all there really is to talk about on Angels team though.
Yeah, really.
Didn't do much. Anthony lost Josh Jacobs to injury this week. Tyreek Hill got hurt, so didn't do much. Don't give him 10 points for sprained ankle.
But you know what? That goes to tell you that, like, when I said that Anthony Barge is overrated, I got to tell you, I was wrong.
You're wrong.
I was wrong because he lost Tyreek Hill for most of the game, and he still put up 120.
Well, I'm going to hope you're right because I'm playing him next week, so another one to be scared of.
No. Like, you want to hope that I'm wrong.
I want to hope you're right about it being overrated.
Oh, initially. I understand.
Now I hope you're wrong about this one.
I thought you were saying I was wrong, and they were like, oh, I hope you're wrong about that. And I was like, why would you want that? You're going to get smacked. But anyway.
Moving quite along.
Christian Mingle. Alex at 148, beating Colby at 106.
Eric on my Henry.
32.5 from Evan Ingram, bro.
Wow. I wasn't surprised.
He's becoming one of Trevor Lawrence's favorites.
This might be trade of the year.
He
traded Mark Andrews, Bijan Robinson.
That's right. He didn't start the year with. Oh my God, bro. And then Mark Andrews got hurt right after, and then Evan Ingram started balling.
McCaffrey and Ingram.
Whoa.
I think this revived Alex's team. I don't think Alex would have made the playoffs if he didn't make that trade.
Oof. That has to be a bullet to the chest, don't you think?
No. I think this saved him. I don't think he would have made it. I mean, he would have had Andrews.
I mean, for Alex, just hearing that, like, oh.
No, I think.
What do you got to say about the team?
No, I think that's exciting to know. He's like, I made that move, and it ended up being a great move for him.
Yeah, good for him, man. 148. Nice record to see, bro. Now he's at 500.
Oh, Tariq.
Man.
Well, you wanted your flowers. I'm not giving them to you.
Not this time.
I can't give it to you this time.
Not this time, man. He lost 95 to 118. Alap beat him at 5-9. His best player on Tariq's side was Lamar Jackson at 31.64.
Tyjae Spears surprised us.
Tyjae Spears, man. And we all bugged out when he started him. We talked about it. We were like, I don't know if he's going to...
I said it'd be a good start if Derrick Henry wasn't playing. Henry was playing, and Spears still was playing pretty well.
At this point, because of their struggles behind the O-line, I feel like at this point, you kind of got to assume that they have to do whatever they can.
Yeah.
Which means they're going to give different people the ball. Nothing new to me. Gardner Minshew only dropping 14. It's a whatever game too. But we wish you guys the best of luck in next week's episode. Moving right along, your guys' favorite segment of the show.
Boom, 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 boom.
One and only. We're gonna recap of the boom and bust from last week. Petey, talk to us a little bit about your boom. You hit your boom this week.
My first boom, surprising boom. Jordan Love against the Giants.
Yeah.
After how Love looked last week, I was like, he's going to go into this week and do amazing against the Giants.
Right.
Did all right. Did enough to boom.
Enough to boom. He was projected 16.9, and he put up 18.1.
I'll take it.
Look, hey, that's a boom.
That's a boom.
Did better than he was projected. Boom.
Hey, I'll take it.
Now, this one really bothers me as my bust. Jalen Hurts projected 21.9. And he gets 22.4. That means he was only 0.7 better than he was projected. It's technically a boom, but in my heart, it's not a boom.
On paper.
It's stalemate. You know what I mean?
On paper, it's red.
Yeah, whatever. I'll paint the town red.
There was a lot of words said to me about my next pick, Austin Eckler.
True.
I said, would
true.
boom. They're like, why would Eckler? It's like he's going against Denver. He has to, right?
Yeah.
And he did.
But you know what? I got something I gotta say about that. Someone looking at the game as a fan is gonna tell you there's no way he's gonna do well because they didn't play well in that game.
Yeah.
They only put up 7, but you know what? It was a good fantasy game
Great
for
fantasy
Eckler.
game.
And that's what we're talking about here when we talk about boom and bust. It's the numbers, man. The stats. Is he going to do it? It doesn't mean he's going to finish the job. You can still put up 21 points and lose the game by a lot. And Eckler goes to show you that.
He did it. He boomed. Projected 17.4. He got 21, and I was right.
Another one that got a lot of heat.
In the same game.
Same game. Keenan Allen had a bust.
I don't know what vision you saw to call this one coming.
I'm like, that's so Raven, bro. Like, I just, in my free time, I'll be in the house and I get like, and like,
Keenan Allen's gonna bust.
And I come back and I write it down. He was projected 20.1. He only put up 12.
He busted.
Listen.
That went good.
At this point, we're going to start coming in to do the episode in lab coats because of how professional we are.
All right, my next boom was also a surprising one.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice. Everybody was like, he's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Boy,
Especially against Buffalo.
Look, I said they needed to find a receiver somewhere, and they found him.
Yep.
Projected 13.2, he had 18.2.
Pretty good.
That's
Pretty
a
good.
boom.
Man.
That's with a fumble. Should have had 20.
He fumbled too, and he did that?
Yeah, he should have had 20.
Oh, that's crazy. Good for you.
Hey,
Good
hey,
pick. Good
hey.
pick. This one also upsets me. It's not, a lot of things don't upset me, some might say. Other people might say otherwise. However, Travis Etienne projected 15.4 at a bust. He wasn't going to get that. He got that last second touchdown.
Yeah.
And it went from, what was it, 10.2 to 17.2.
He should have had that one.
I should have had it. It was in my grasp.
That's what happens.
But you know what? Like we said before, it's the beauty of the game, beauty of the sport. You win some and you lose some. But
Look, I went 3 for 3 this week.
congrats, man.
Thank you.
Congrats. Got your sports knowledge all the way up.
Taking the crown.
Let's go, bro. Now, since you're so knowledgeable on the sport now, you tell me, what do you make of this Chargers-Raiders game coming up on Thursday?
I think it's going to be boring. That's what I make of it. I don't think...
Hey, hold on a minute. They said the same thing about the Steelers-Pats game.
Well, you have Stick as QB.
Easton Stick.
You have O'Connell on the other side.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be... Josh Jacobs might not play. I don't think Keenan Allen's going to do great. I think Austin Eckler has a chance to do something.
You think Devontae Adams has a good game?
I think he's all right.
They don't have a good passing defense, though.
They don't have a great passing offense on the other side. So...
No, but I don't know, man. I can still see them being okay. I think that all in all, like, I have no faith in the Chargers. Even though they're projected on ESPN to win 57.1% to the Raiders 42.6%, I'm going to take the Raiders on this one again. They missed last time when they put 0 up against Minnesota. But I think you got to make enough moves in a week to come back from doing anything better than 0. I got Las Vegas again, bro.
Well, I'm glad you picked them because I'm picking the Chargers.
Why?
I'm going to tell you why. Josh Jacobs might not play.
Right.
If they lose him, that's a big hit on that team.
That's true.
And what has this year been? This year has been the year of backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I'm taking Stick. I think the Chargers are going to regroup.
O'Connell's also a backup quarterback.
Nah, he's not a good one. I think Stick is going to come in. The team's going to come around and be like, look, we've been really bad. We're both 5-8. Somebody has to win this game, I think. And I think the Chargers are going to be like, this is our chance. We're going to win.
You know,
Come on, Stick. Let's win the game.
in my head, when you were explaining how he's going to motivate the team, I had that meme of Drake's son in my head. You have to, if he tries to face you, fake the other way, and then you know what I'm talking about?
He's going to come in. He's going to come into the locker room for play. He's like, sorry, guys. I just stopped at the Giants locker room. I got some cutlets.
Yo, but anyway, keep doing your thing, though.
Oh, I'm starting? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Look, ESPN has them. Are you taking the over 34.5 or under 34.5?
Not taking the over.
No?
No, I'm taking
Dead under?
Under.
Listen, but this is one of those games like Steelers and Pats where they have a good game because they're both ass.
Yeah, it could be that way. I don't know. I'm just going to take the under because I would not want to take the
I
over.
want to take the over.
All right,
Can
well.
I put one? We usually do all 4 on Saturday. Can I put one today?
How about we're going to do this? I'm taking the Chargers. I'm taking the under. And I'm taking Eckler to score a touchdown. What you got?
I'm taking the over 34.5. I'm taking the Raiders to win the game. And I got Devontae Adams scoring a touchdown.
All right, we'll come back to this on Saturday.
That's a little parlay.
I like that.
And what a little parlay on the way out.
Yeah.
On that note, thanks for listening. See you on Saturday. And I'll see you.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.